magic. I play too much. Okay, hi, welcome back. We're just in module 1, and I'm in my head, and I'm already reading from you guys. I'm like, wow, module 1 is powerful. So this is the third video. I hope that you have watched the second one. If you have not, please go out of here and watch it. In that video, I was basically teaching you how to identify your knowledge wells. I'm sure by now many of us already have ideas on what it is we're going to be monetizing. So if you did that exercise, you came out with your answers, fantastic, you should be here. Because in this video, I'm going to be talking about choosing your own niche. Now this is very powerful. In fact, I had to write it here, there, and I wrote there is riches in niches. Now, basically, what is a niche? A niche is a combination of specialty and target audience. When you get to a place where you decide that you will take a certain sector of the market, and the sector can be based on target audience, or based on your knowledge, or based on what type of people you want to serve, etc., right? But it's basically a combination of your specialty and target audience. Now, why is it important to create a niche ahead? I'm not of the school of thought, or I will not teach you to do, general. So even in your niche, you can still be a generalist in a niche, and we'll get to that. I won't teach you to do general, or, just begin to talk about everything in your subject area. Why? As human beings, we take in a lot of information. Like, just think about it. On a regular day, you're hit with so much information, and the brain segments or compartmentalizes based on those that stay top. So in marketing world, we call it something like top of mind recall, top of mind awareness, where you stay at the top of the mind of your customers or potential customers for when they need you. Okay? Now, think about it. Let's do a practical exercise. Think about it. In fact, I'm going to put Harry on the spot. Harry is behind the video. Now, when you think of soft drinks, how many brands come to mind in 5 seconds?
Coca-Cola, Fanta, Sprite, Mirinda.
So hold on. So he did Coca-Cola, Fanta, Sprite, and then he goes Mirinda. Everybody, your brain will stop at the 4th count. His own stopped at the 3rd. Right? So everything after the 3rd, he has to think extra. Like, which other one? Which other one? Which other one? Do you understand? So you need to be the part of the people we call before the mind goes, I cannot remember. Because after that pause, you have to now task your brain to remember others. It's anything. Think about anything. Top banks, top teachers, top schools. Your brain will only give you this size, in whatever category it is. That is why it is important to have a niche, because when you are in a niche, it increases your chances of being mentioned when we ask. So for instance, if we ask the question to say, who do you know, mention the relationship coaches that you know. And you might call a couple of people, and you will not be there. Excuse me, there are experts who have been there for donkey years that we know. But if we ask, mention a what niche can we use now? Mention a date, somebody who hooks people up. For instance, there's a higher propensity that you'll be mentioned. Why? Because you decided to hone in on that niche and own it. So what I mean by there's riches in niches, it is we will know you, we will remember you. So there's riches in top of mind recall, and top of mind recall leads to swiping our cards or leads to referrals at the most. Because there are many people that I know that I don't need their services. Some I may never need their services in this life. So when I have people who ask me, Trisha, who do you know that does this? Because I know that you are in that niche, I recommend you, and I may never buy from you. There are many people who you have never bought from, but you've recommended to many people. True or false? True. Because they have taken some space in your head for that subcategory. Right? So you need to identify a niche in the knowledge well that you have identified. Now, why is it important? I put it here because you need to dominate the human minds. You need to dominate our minds. And because human beings, we think in categories, and I've done that example with Harry, right? So you need to dominate our minds so that when we think of your subcategory, we will what? We will know that you are there, or we will remember you, and you stand a higher chance of being seen, heard, and being used. So how can you find a niche? I think that's the question. We're like, okay, Trisha, I've heard. I'm going to get a niche. How can you find a niche? I have a 3-step that I'm going to teach you. It's a 3-step strategy that can help you identify a niche that you can thrive in. Shall we dig in? Yes. Number 1, brain dump. This is the first one. It's called brain dump. You know what a brain dump is? You know, just dump stuff. You know what a dump is? Just dump, just throw things out. Great. So I'm going to do a brain dump, and I'll advise you to get maybe sticky notes like this, different colors, and just put them in the different buckets. So we have 4 buckets on the brain dump. The first is results list. So in that knowledge well that you've identified, let's say that you've identified that you are what example can I use? That you're a business, that you understand business, and you want to become a business coach. Fantastic. Now we're going to do a brain dump for the business coach. The first is results list. What results have you gotten? What results have you gotten? What results have you gotten in business? So that's the results list. So for instance, if I was to do this, I'll say, okay, I have grown sales of XYZ company by 10%. I have deployed marketing strategies, like the results I have gotten. I have helped somebody grow their Instagram page from 5 followers to 10,500 followers. Those are my results. Are you seeing? Now the second one is can teach list. So what do you think you can teach on in this business? Because business is so broad. When you come out and say you're a business coach, I'm not sure what to come to you for. Because business has like a million aspects of it, you understand? So can teach is, what can you teach on? Or what have you taught on under business? So I'll say, oh, well, I think I can teach on customer service. I think I can teach on sales. I think I can teach on marketing. I think I can teach on structure. You make your list in your sticky notes or however you want to do it. Then the third one is experienced it list. What have you experienced? I've experienced sales. I've experienced marketing. Those are the top 2 things I've experienced. And the others, I've experienced structure, but not as much as the others. Then taught it. So can teach it list is different from taught it. Have you ever taught anybody anything in that knowledge well? And I'll be like, oh, well, yes. Before I started teaching entrepreneurs, I taught a few people in the companies I'd worked at how to be better marketers and whatnot. So I've taught on marketing. So you see that I've done a brain dump for 4 things. Results list, can teach list, experienced it, and taught it list. From the 4 of them, there are similarities. You can see a thread. You can see that marketing keeps coming top. Marketing keeps coming top. Sales is also there. There's customer service. But of these three, when you summarize these three, these are the things that come out: marketing, sales, customer service. Now, from my results list, you take a decision, or it can increase your chances of getting a better niche from your results list. So my results, you remember my results, I've helped a company increase their sales by XYZ. I have deployed marketing strategies online for a company. I have helped another person move from 5 to 10,500 followers. What does that tell you? I'm strong in online marketing and sales. Do you see where we're going? So I am strong in online marketing and sales. Online marketing and sales is still broad, but you can decide to stop there, or you can decide to niche further. So what aspect of online? Are you good with, like, website marketing or Instagram, social media marketing? Let's not go too deep. Social media can be Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, YouTube, etc. Or are you, like, good with Google marketing? Do you understand? Because online is also broad. So when I ask myself these questions, I realize that, okay, all the things I helped my people achieve, it was mostly using social media. I didn't do much of the other things. So how about from number 1, I come out as social media coach or marketing expert for social media. Do you understand? So you can see how we niched based on asking these 4 questions on the brain dump. So that's the first thing. You do your brain dump. Now the second one is hone in by splitting the category. So and you mustn't follow all 3. You can get your answer from any one of them. It's not like you have to do step 1, step 2, step 3. No. You can go through it or pick one of the numbers. I will go through all of it. So number 2 is hone in by splitting the category. So you can decide to split the categories. Remember, consumers think in terms of categories, right? Consumers think in terms of categories. So this is business consulting or business coaching. Now let's split it. What is under business coaching? You have marketing. You have sales. You have business structure. You have, what else? You have branding. You have tech. You have finance and accounting. What else do you have? Do you understand? Like, this is, we now begin to break business down. What are all the things that are involved? You have retail. You have logistics. So we can write as many as possible. I'm just writing what comes into my head. You cannot tell me, there's no individual that exists that is an expert in all. I put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nobody is an expert in all these 8. Nobody. Nobody. That person is going to be taking your money and totally, truly, and utterly deceiving you. If you got a business coach that said, oh, I'm an expert in all 8. If it was a consulting firm, they can be experts in a lot of things, because consulting firms just bring people that have knowledge on the different aspects together. But an individual, no. So I can hone in by splitting the category, because every category diverges. Every category diverges. Example, when you say, okay, I'm a computer expert. Computer diverges to laptops, right? And what do you call the other ones? Desktops. Everything diverges. Cars diverge. Some people are experts in fixing SUVs. Some people are experts in fixing only Hondas or Toyotas. right? So every category, anything, just think about it. Every category in any industry in the world, it diverges. Same thing is what you want to teach. Same thing with your knowledge well. So you can do number 2 by splitting it yourself or asking people who you want to serve, your target audience. You can ask them, so what kind of things that you are looking for from somebody who calls themselves a business coach? Or what problems do you have? Or who are the different consultants that you've worked with to help you grow your business? From that list, now of this list, ask yourself, which one am I strongest at? Right? Which one am I strongest at? Which one do I have more knowledge on? Which one do I enjoy doing more? Which one do I have results in? Which one can I teach on? Which one do I have experience in? And then you pick it. So let's say I will pick this. I can still hone in further and do online or offline or just do marketing in general. So that's number 2. Now number 3 is, who do you want to serve? This is very, very important. Why? Because we make the mistake of deciding to serve everybody. So let's say you've done number 1 and number 2, and we arrived at marketing. I want to be a marketing coach under business coaching. Who do I want to coach? We can split it again. We can split the target audience again. So let's split it. Who do I want to coach? I can decide I want to coach micro businesses, medium businesses. I want to work for multinationals. I want to coach startups, micro/small. Do you see? I already have 4 audiences. Some people break it down by sex. They only work with female-owned businesses. So I can decide that, okay, I only want to offer my marketing programs or products to micro and small. Why is it important to decide who you want to serve? The content you'll be teaching for a multinational will be different from the content you'll be teaching for the guy who is turning in $1,000 a month. You can't be teaching the same thing to that person and the person who is doing $100,000 a month, because the knowledge I need at that level is different from the knowledge this person needs at this level. So you can identify and say, okay, I'm going to do micro/small business, or I'm going to do medium businesses. You know, they're the 100,000 range. I'm just using numbers, right? Decide what your numbers will be. Or you know what? I only want to work for multinationals. I only want to coach or consult for Fortune 500 companies, Fortune 100 companies, or I only want to coach people, realtors. So I want to do marketing, but only for real estate guys. So when I introduce myself, hello guys, my name is Trisha. I'm a real estate marketing coach. I help you grow your real estate commissions and one thing. Hey, will you remember me next time? You will. We are not many real estate coaches. We are not many. In fact, in this part of the world, I can count them on my hand. On one hand. Unlike in the US, that have a lot of real estate coaches. So you see what I mean? So you can choose, okay, multinationals or startups. I only want to coach or teach people who want to start. They haven't started, so they don't fall into any of this category. They just want to start. Or you say, you know what, I don't want to work with female business owners or whatnot. But basically, this is you splitting who you want to serve. So when I started, I was calling myself the small business fixer. I was only going to work with small businesses. I wanted to focus on them because the content I was giving out was only really useful for small businesses. But now I've gotten to the point where I'm offering my knowledge on different levels. I'm offering to small businesses, I'm currently consulting for multinationals as well. So I'm teaching on different levels to different audiences. So that is number 3. Who do you want to serve? Now number 4 is search it. And I'm going to do another video for just number 4, where I'll be showing you my system and how you can search. What do I mean by search it? Not all niches are profitable. Oh, let me tell you. So I know you're like, oh, I'm so excited. I want to teach children how to swim with dolphins. Okay now. You have only 4 students for 2 years. Why? That may not be what we want to learn now. So while it is great, to niche, but niche profitably. So you will search, when you've identified the subsector you want to own, you will search it on Google Trends, and I'll show you how. Basically, it helps you see how many times people have searched that thing. You'll search it on YouTube using TubeBuddy. It will also show you how many times people have searched it over the last 6 months, over the last 1 year. So you can see if more people are interested in that knowledge. The more the people that are interested, the better your chances of it being what? Being profitable. And there are a few people who, when you set your niche, the search is very low. Know that you are teaching, you're going to be teaching a future profitable product. If you are okay to wait for it, because there are people who are currently teaching the future today. They've seen that this thing is going to be big in the next 4 years, so they are owning it now, so that when it's big, everybody will remember that they were the pioneers. But there's a strategy. They know that this is what they are doing, right? So if that is not what you want to do, then please use search to identify if it is what? Profitable. So at the end of these 4 questions, right, you should be able to answer the question, who exactly are you? And what exactly are you going to be teaching? So I'm going to leave a question for you in the lesson area. It's more like an assignment or an exercise where you get to answer the question that tells me who exactly you are and who do you want to serve. So it already begins to limit how you think. It helps you to be more focused in the products that you are going to be creating to serve them, because as we go further, we're going to go into who are these customers you want to serve, what products are they interested in, what product formats will they receive your content in, and so much. So it's very, very important that you actually do this exercise. So you'll find it in the downloadable area. Please download it. And if you'd like to leave your answers in the comment section below this video, feel free to, and somebody from the team will look at it and hopefully reply you. So I shall see you in the next video. Till then, it is toodoo.